Bienvenue to part 2 of mission 4. Last time we rescued the lone survivor of the French convoy attack, and now we're about to explore and take care of our first landed UFO contact here in rural Japan. Let's get on with it. Now, the basic thing with the landed UFOs is, as I believe I said in the part 1, is that they will have their full complement of crew, so you really have to watch out for a lot more aliens than you're going to be used to, especially if all you have done is the crashed UFOs. Now, this is a rural area. This was the only type of map that was around for landed or crashed UFOs in the original game, like not in the expansion Enemy Within, but in Enemy Unknown. And I'm really glad that they added in the urban areas for the crashed or landed UFOs, because I think it really gives like a better idea that this alien invasion is global. Like, they can crash anywhere, they can land anywhere. Like, nobody is safe compared to the aliens who are just out to probe a few cows or abduct a few hillbillies or whatever. Also, I have no idea what was up with my load times in this round of gameplay. Like, the previous one lasted almost a minute. Like, my computer's better than that. It's not great, but it is better than that.
HQ, this is Big Sky. We are in position and awaiting further orders.
Roger that, Big Sky. Strike 1, you are green to deploy. Approach with extreme caution. Current enemy status at the site is unknown.
Yeah, that's just another hint that when the UFO is landed, you really have to watch out for what's going on. The good news is we do have metal to gather, and we will need that now that we've got the cyber and the gene labs unlocked. Hopefully I'll be getting to building those in the next series of videos. So for now, gonna go with a pretty standard sort of rollout, just try and get my snipers back, assaults, heavies forward support, somewhere in the middle, and just see what we can find out. I should note that Smatry was still kind of armchair generaling me at this time. And a couple more Seekers. That's really not what I wanted to see as the first series of aliens, but it is good that I'll be able to take care of them right off the bat. And unfortunately, they didn't crash through any windows or opening doors, so unless I did the whole hold the right mouse button and look to see where I can't move trick, I have no idea where they are, so I didn't really feel like I could justify that little cheating right now. So instead, I like to go with the standard method of dealing with Seekers, which is keep your soldiers together, put everyone on Overwatch, and hope to God that you blow it away before it can start strangling. And so I can't move my snipers, I have to put them in Overwatch. So this turn, nobody really moves. I can hear them moving around, not really sure if they're actually going to try and pop up or not. And I do get lucky, one of them does decide to pop out and everybody takes a pot shot. And everybody misses. And of course it goes for my highest ranked soldier, the one who would be able to blow this thing away in one shot, and start strangling poor Gonzalez. Now, when a soldier is strangled, they can't do anything. They keep losing health, and basically, I need to get that thing off Gonzalez. I need to do it now, otherwise he is dead meat. So right now, I'm just sort of wondering who I want to be taking the shots, because I know I'm probably going to kill it. I just have to wonder who do I want to feed the kill to. So fortunately, the first hit you get will always dislodge the Seeker, and it won't immediately cloak afterwards. Although it elects to kind of go flying a bit, and it automatically gets half cover, as you can see, even though it's not technically behind cover. So I decided I want to feed the kill to Cecil, and he actually hasn't been getting really any kills over the past few missions. I just decided to try the pistol. It's a better chance of hitting, and I mean, he only has to do 1 HP of damage, and the friggin' thing dodges. So I decided to feed the kill to Green, because, again, I really want to get up to a Corporal Sniper, and he managed to peg it with his pistol. So that's half of our secret problems dealt with, so I'm just going to leave everybody else on Overwatch, because I don't know when the next one's going to crop up, and I don't have a lot of soldiers left that can go on Overwatch, just Gonzalez and Smots. You can hear the Seeker moving around, not sure if it's going to elect to pop up. It decides not to this turn, so I'm pretty happy about that, because as you saw, Gonzalez was in the status of catching breath, and you probably saw that his movement was absolute shit. movement goes down by 75%, and aim goes down by 50% after when a soldier is catching breath, and they will be in that for the rest of their turn. So really, now that Gonzalez is back in the game, I should be able to make short work of that Seeker if I can get everyone together and on Overwatch. So I'm not too worried about one lone Seeker, because the soldiers can cover themselves pretty well, could cover each other really well, excuse me, so I figure, moving up, not the worst idea. So I'm trying to keep my snipers far back, as you can see that they have the lowest health out of anybody. Actually haven't gained any health since they were rookies. They had 6 HP when they were rookies, and they have 6 HP even though they're squaddies now, when everybody else gained at least 1 health point. So I'm just kind of wondering, do I want to move my snipers up, because they would be able to use their sniper rifles if I do that. They could go on Overwatch with their pistols, but I really want to keep them with the rest of the group. So I'll leave them behind a bit, at least at Cecilin, but I do want to move them up for green. I don't remember what I did with them. I think I just kind of moved them up a bit and then put them on pistol Overwatch. Yeah, there is a skill to allow a sniper to go on Overwatch with their sniper rifle, but, well, I'll get to that when I get to that, but it's really not worth picking compared to the other skill you can pick at that level. So again, everyone just sort of clustered together on Overwatch, just waiting to see if that Seeker is going to make itself known. I did leave green a little bit unprotected, so that's where the Seeker decided to go for him. And unfortunately, I think only Bernard managed to score a hit there. And again, she can only do up to 4 health, so that Seeker will be able to start strangling poor green. I really should have grabbed the Seeker countermeasures before now, but too late for that. And Smatry asked me in person if he could get this kill on the Seeker, and I decided to let him because he's got Bullet Swarm, so he actually will be able to fire, and then I get to reload him, all for semi-free, and there's no other aliens activated, so I'm pretty confident I can just sort of take this turn to myself and just let everybody recover and reload and get ready for the next stage. And I decided to let green hunker down because he's about as useful as a screen door in a submarine right now, because his aim has gone to shit from catching his breath.
Got it covered.
I decided to move Gonzalez forward a little bit. This was a mistake. Yeah, I was not happy to see this. 3 thin men. I did put Cecil on Overwatch, so I'm thinking, hey, I can at least get this down by a third. No. I really should have put green on Overwatch instead of having him hunker down. The good news is, Gonzalez isn't flanked or anything. He doesn't have the best chance to hit anything, though. And I was just trying to figure out why he had a down arrow, and I realized, oh, it's because he actually has technically separate combat wounds, because his Kevlar armor only gives him +1 HP. So I decided to have him hunker down. Hopefully that the increased cover bonus will prevent him from being hit, because he's probably going to be the #1 target. Fortunately, because he wasn't on Overwatch, the thin men are pretty confident they can just move up and start screwing around. And that flank Smatrini does take a few damage. Fortunately, nothing too major. And the other thin man does get into a firing position. However, Cecilin does manage to dodge that. And the other thin man, in his little, oh god, I'm activated, time to run move, he actually moves too far away to get a hit on anybody, so he just moves twice, so he's actually in a pretty prime position for me to take out this turn. Actually, so I'm a little worried, and I realize that meld is not something I'll be getting, so time to focus on the thin men. Now at this point I'm trying to take it as slow as I can, just try and focus on one alien at a time and just see who's got the best shot. Cecilin's got a decent enough shot on everybody. Unfortunately, green is flanked, even though he's, again, has a pretty decent shot. He might even be able to take one of them out, but I really don't want to leave him flanked, especially when he's very vulnerable to getting killed, as he only has 4 HP left and he's a squishy sniper. And unfortunately, Smots has a really awful chance to hit anything. So, fortunately, that thin man is in range of the frag grenade. I'm always loath to lose weapon fragments, but considering my odds of hitting these guys with bullets and 2 of my soldiers already wounded, I really do not want to take any chances. So, take one thin man out right there. Now we'll see if Cecilin has better luck now. No. Yeah, I'm sorry, Cecilin, but you're really underperforming as a sniper right now. And now that I've moved green, he won't be able to use a sniper rifle, so I decide to plink away with the pistol, just try and do something. And he does manage to knock off an HP, and that is pretty good for the arc thrower, because the more damaged an alien is, the better the chance of actually capturing it. Although I really don't want to try to do a capture while there's more than one alien up and about. So for now, I'm just mostly focused on I'll take down what I can, and if a capture happens, it happens. So I'll be moving Bernard up to try and do something about that 2 HP thin man. And pretty crappy chance on the full one, not the worst shot on the other one, and she does get it. Yeah, don't mess with the Canucks. As for Gonzalez, I do want to try and plink this thin man down so I can maybe capture it on his next turn. So, but I do like to just overwatch that thin man, try and dissuade him from doing anything. And that does trigger a shot from Gonzalez, and unfortunately he doesn't get the hit. So that does put the thin man too far away to actually do anything. And I did lose that meld, unfortunately. The other one is in the UFO, so we'll be getting to it eventually when I have to go take care of the outsider. So again, now it's just a matter of slowly moving up, taking out that last thin man. I feel I pretty much have this in the bag, at least in terms of this group of aliens. And Bernard, she does get eyes on that last one. So I like to move Gonzalez up, see if he can get a shot off. And this was a mistake on my part. I really should have moved him up to that corner. I was really afraid he'd be poisoned, though. And unfortunately, he won't have a shot at this point. So again, I just put him on Overwatch. I do forget to switch him back over to the shotgun, but I think, it's not such a big deal. I have plenty of other soldiers that can take care of that thin man. Cecilin, sorry, does not have a shot, and he's almost out of sniper rifle ammo, so I'm not too sure what to do with him, so I just decided to reload him, keep him back there, and just in case anything else stumbles into view and wakes up. Smots can go to where Gonzalez was. I don't think he'd have a shot from there. No, he wouldn't, so I decided to figure what I can do with Bernard instead. Really crappy chance to hit. I'll see if maybe a better chance to hit with the pistol. No, I just decided to put it on Overwatch, because again, if that thing moves, I want to try and plink him down and go in for the capture, because I think, there's nothing else over there.
Headed there now.
So I do switch green back to a sniper rifle, but I just elect to move him instead. And I want him closer to the action, so I think I just decided to move up to that lock. No, I just hunker him down. I'm not sure why I did this. I think just in case he got flanked or something, because I'm really scared I'm going to lose green, because he has been a very promising sniper, and I did promise Skyder. This thin man went into Overwatch, which means he's not moving, and I can use Gonzalez to trigger off his Overwatch shot, run in, and do some damage. Unfortunately, I could not use the arc thrower. You cannot use the arc thrower after a run and gun, so this was a bit of a mistake on my part. But I figured, you know what, maybe I can plink him down or scare him off or, something. Or maybe I can even get lucky with the arc thrower on his next turn. So even though that's in the red, I decided to go for it. And I'm thinking, yeah, lightning reflexes, you have all the other shots in the world. If I don't get this guy down to 1 HP, Gonzalez would be able to stand the counterattack. I'm going to capture me a thin man. And fuck.
It's hard to differentiate where the organic material ends and the machine begins.
It's not going to win any beauty contests, that's for sure.
At this point, I was displeased, swearing very loudly, and I realized I think I just fucked over my most senior teammate. And this is where I basically go into crisis mode, like, I'm going to be overthinking every single shot I can take. Now, floaters, haven't seen those before. Similar to the Seekers, they get half cover while they're in air. They have a bit of a better dodge chance. They're all carrying light plasma rifles, and they have a little trick you'll see later. Nothing too hard to deal with, even for rookie agents, but really not something I wanted to see when I was running Gonzalez out there. Now, I'm just trying to see how many I can take out with a quick rocket from Smots. If I can get maybe a floater and the Thin Man. Like, at this point, I'm not even considering capturing. I just want to get these guys dead. So I do realize I could get that floater, and I wouldn't hurt Gonzalez, so I decided to keep that in the back pocket for now, just in case things go awry. I always like to have the situation locked down with explosives, because they have pretty much a guaranteed chance to hit compared to bullets, which obviously don't. Just in case my more gambly shots actually don't pan out. So I decided to just take out the Thin Man, and you might have noticed the giant mistake I just made. I forgot to switch Gonzalez back to his shotgun. That's really, really bad. So at this point I decided, screw it, I need to take down that floater before it just kills Gonzalez straight up. Like, he would not survive a shot from the Thin Man and from the floater. I do manage to angle it just right that it wouldn't take out Gonzalez's cover, so he wouldn't be flanked by that floater anymore. And Smotrey with a kill, and earned himself a promotion up to Sergeant. Not displeased about that, that's for sure. So one less problem to deal with. Unfortunately, none of my snipers have a shot. And fortunately, I don't make that mistake again with the pistol. I was very cognizant of that for the rest of the mission. But I was freaking out inside. Like I knew I wasn't looking at like a squad wipe like I was in the other mission with the Seekers, but I was sure I was going to lose Gonzalez unless I did something. And I knew Gonzalez would get poisoned, but I figured I need to take out this Thin Man before Gonzalez gets shot and criticaled. So fortunately Gonzalez is no longer flanked, and he won't lose the 1 HP until it's his turn again, I believe. Might be wrong, we'll see in a second here, but I figure there's just 2 floaters, and if I can maybe try and distract them with some of my other units, they wouldn't go for the guy in full cover. Like if I can send out one of the more squishier units into half cover or even no cover, I can do something about it. Just try and split their attention as best I can. So that's why I'm moving Cecilin up there, because I'm really loath to lose a lieutenant this early in the game. So again, just full damage control mode, just doing what I can, moving up, trying to get whatever shots I can, and Green can't even see anything with his pistol. I was really displeased about that. So I actually just kind of move him up here, just kind of in half cover, just hopefully the floater will go for somebody else. No, of course he's going to go for the flank. Any idiot would. And Gonzalez survives. Unfortunately, he's now on a timer, because he will take 1 damage now and 1 damage later, and then he'll be dead. And that's the trick of the floaters. They can basically kind of just sort of teleport around like that. And yeah, I have to choose my actions very carefully now, because not only are there 2 floaters, but there's also the outsider inside the UFO that has to die, and I didn't bring a fucking medkit again. So my plan is wake up the outsider, kill these 2 floaters before Gonzalez dies, fuck the meld, fuck the capturing, fuck any salvage in the UFO, kill it all. So right now I'm just basically hashing out all my chances to hit everything. Fortunately, everybody has a shot, so it's pretty okay. And I'm wondering where the hell's the outsider in there, because it would die to Bernard's frag grenade. And she would also be able to get the flank on that floater, and we'd be able to kill in 1 hit from her assault rifle, so yeah. And can't move Smotrey because then he would lose his bullet storm, and I really want to get the 2 shots on him, and I can't move either of the snipers again because they would lose the ability to shoot anything with their rifles. Now, fortunately, since Gonzalez is right next to that floater, he would have the best chance to hit it.
Moving. Contact.
My first thought is move up here, maybe hopefully wake up the outsider, and luck is with me, I do.
Like the primary power,
and even luckier, it actually runs towards me to get into cover.
the amount of power it would have to be generating to propel that ship. I'd watch your fire down there. That equipment could be highly unstable.
And I was honestly screaming, shut the fuck up, at my computer, because, yeah, Dr. Shen never shuts the fuck up. So I pretty much have a confirmed kill on this floater, and I will be able to kill the outsider with Bernard's frag grenade. Unfortunately, Bernard obviously can't do both actions in the same turn. Now, I should have tried to go for the flank on this floater, but I figure rapid fire, that's a 72% chance to hit. He only needs to hit it once. And he is using the shotgun, thankfully. He fucking whiffs, and then only hits it for 3 damage. The phrase comedy of errors springs to mind at this point, as well as words I'm not allowed to use in polite company. Smots was still over my shoulder at this point and just telling me straight up, move his character forward, try and get a better shot on something. Even though I'd lose the bullet storm, the better shot chance might help. He didn't get a better shot chance at all. I should note I told him this, but, you know, he didn't listen. Sorry, buddy. So at this stage, I'm wondering, do I want to go for the outsider with somebody else and for sure kill that floater? Because I know the other floater is going to die to a stiff breeze, so I'm not too concerned. And I do have 4 shots left and 1 frag grenade. So it's not outside the realm of possibility I will be able to take this on. And I do decide to go for the frag on the outsider because it's way the hell back there. And I'm trying to do it with minimal damage to the UFO because I at least want to salvage something out of this hot mess. And I should also notice that everybody's like wounded to hell and I didn't get the rapid recovery like an idiot. I will not be making that mistake again. And fortunately, by somehow bouncing it off the top of the doorway, there is no damage to anything of value in the UFO, and the outsider is gone. So 2 aliens left. Smots has a shot and the 2 snipers do as well. So I'm feeling better than shitty about this, is the best way I can put it. Smots has less than a 50% chance to kill this thing. Of course he whiffs it. Yeah, I'm freaking out now because both these shots have to hit, otherwise we're done. Like Gonzalez is dead. Now, Cecilin, it does have the best chance to hit that one compared to the other one. And of course I can't move him, otherwise he wouldn't be able to use a sniper rifle. And I'm really afraid to try and move him closer to use a pistol because I'm afraid he's just going to fuck it up. Like, I don't think I'd have a shot from there with the pistol at that floater up there. So I go for the damage one with green, and boom. So yeah, I should have swapped these around. I should have had green take the other shot, although I think he would have been just as screwed considering this thing is at full cover. 40% chance to end this right now. I decided to go for the headshot for the increased critical just in case he does hit it. I really want to maximize my damage here. I think the rifle is aimed there. No. Oh fuck. I'm like, okay, maybe he'll just shoot Gonzalez. No, he moves. He gets the flank on Bernard. It goes to cutscene. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's how much a critical LPR can do.
Here! Heading to that location.
And this is what Panic does. Green is going to miss his turn, and I'm extremely happy he did not waste a bullet on shooting his own squad mates, which I've seen happen. So Bernard is now, again, on a timer. 3 turns until she dies. And all I have left is Cecilin, who only does 3 fucking damage. It is literally all up to Smotree right now. Because if that floater is left alive, he's probably going to kill somebody else. So I decide, put him in cover, hope for the best, 70% chance. Oh my god.
Operational objectives completed.
That could have gone better. That could have gone way better. Yeah, I knew it was only a matter of time, but still, I never feel good about losing any soldiers. And of course, now everybody's back in the fucking hospital again. Do get my first Sergeant Heavy, so I will be, and a Corporal Support, so we'll be getting the upgrades on those. Wasn't too happy that unfortunately Cecil's only gotten 1 kill in 5 missions. Hopefully you can turn it around, buddy, otherwise you might need to be benched. Now, for supports, covering fire, reaction shots on enemy attacks, or Sprinter, which increases movement by 3 tiles. I love that ability so much. Now, Sergeant, interesting. Either an additional rocket, the Shredder rocket, as you can see, does will do increased damage with all of their attacks. I go for it because more explosions is always better. Unfortunately, it only does 4 damage, but it does have the same area of effect as the standard rocket. So now, once again, most of my senior team is in the med bay. New metal, though, that makes things better. Not really. And again, all that for barely any weapon fragments. And the memorial wall is now open because I did just lose a unit. Now, it will say what killed the soldier there. I said major trauma because he basically died from the Thin Man poison. So at this point, I'm just thinking, let's just get experimental warfare, start researching the Seekers, and maybe sell some crap. And that way I can get my Cyber Lab, Gene Lab up, and also think about getting the rapid recovery, because obviously my soldiers would only be in the hospital for about 3 days, well, about a week for Bernard, because she was gravely wounded. And unfortunately, when a soldier is gravely wounded like that, when they go to critical, she will suffer a reduction in will. Like, she will gain more will as she levels up, but unfortunately her will not be where it was, and then this happens.
The signature is a little bigger this time, though.
I was not happy at all at this point. I was seriously considering just saying fuck it and letting Russia burn. But I think at the very least I can launch a Raven, maybe try and scare the damn thing off.
Bangs out.
Alright, let's see what happens. And I'm hovering over the abort button just in case it all goes tits up. I figured it'd be close. I thought I would lose contact. I'm just like one more hit. And I barely get it. And with that final kick in the teeth, I'll be ending the video here. I was seriously considering just ignoring this mission. However, I will end up going forward in the next video. As you can see, XCOM, bit of a bipolar game. You can have an amazing run through several missions, not even get a scratch on your soldiers, or it can all go very, very poorly. So fortunately, Gonzalez was not anybody's named avatar, so not overly broken up about it. In terms of naming Skyder, I will get your soldier up and running first thing in the next mission. I forget who it was who asked for the mech, but as I said in the thread, I will get you when I get the Cyber Lab built. And if anybody else wants in, you have only to ask. Amp, I remember you did ask to be in. I think you said support, so I will see what I can do about that. And yeah, so that's about it for housekeeping. I hope you enjoyed that. I had fun playing it. I didn't have fun playing it at the time, but looking back on it, that's XCOM. Alright, again, thank you for watching. See you next time, troops.